If you've ever thought to yourself, man, I would really love some more stability in my ad account, then this video is for you. I'm gonna explain to you my snow globe analogy, and it's all about how do you bring stability to your ad account? How do you move in such a way that you're not constantly breaking what's working and make your ad account just more predictable overall? I'm also gonna show you a few examples of how I manage ad accounts so that it really drives the point home. If you're looking to improve your meta ad skills, specifically around creative strategy, copywriting, and media buying, then you need to check out Meta Ads Mastery. This is a group of serious advertisers where you can get daily support from seasoned advertisers who are actually in the ads manager every single day. You can post a question and within a few hours get an in-depth Loom video response from a seasoned advertiser who's in the ads manager every single day. You also get access to 3 weekly live calls where we're discussing the absolute latest that is working across all the ad accounts that we manage. You also get access to my course, which outlines my entire process from A to Z, from market research to creative strategy, copywriting, and elite media buying. And not only that, you can network with a ton of amazing entrepreneurs from around the world. So if that interests you, click the link in the description of this video, and I'll see you inside. All right, guys, so let's jump into this. So what is the snow globe analogy? So the snow globe analogy is basically this. I think of the meta algorithm as a snow globe, or you can think of your ad account as a snow globe, okay? Anytime that you do anything, so you can launch a campaign, edit a budget, edit an ad, scale something, downscale something, that's like you shaking the snow globe. So what happens when you shake a snow globe? The snow goes everywhere, right? That's the algorithm going a little bit crazy. It gets a little out of whack. It starts behaving, with a little bit more volatility. And the best thing that you can do is let the snow settle. Give it some time. Don't touch anything. And what happens is the snow settles and Meta performs best in that settled state. So when all the snow has settled to the bottom, that is where the algorithm does its best work. So what we try to do is we try to shake the snow globe as little as possible, okay? Or if we decide to shake the snow globe, we at least give it time to, let the snow settle. Now, that's not to say we can't shake the snow globe at all, like we can't touch anything. I don't want you to take it too far, because obviously we have to touch things, we have to scale things, we have to launch new things if we want to get anywhere. But this is just a way to think about the algorithm and consider what you're doing and how it might shake up what's currently working. So, in general, if I'm going to make moves in the ad account, I try to make the least amount of moves or touch it as little as possible to get the biggest benefit possible. It's almost like jujitsu or like chess or something like that. You're trying to calculate, okay, what are my available moves and try to do the least amount of effort or the least amount of moves to get the best result. And that means shake the snow globe as little as possible and then give it time. So no matter what you do, if you scale something, close something, open something, or launch something new, give it time. 2, 3, 4, 5 days is what I'm talking about here, guys. Let it settle. And the benefit of this, number 1, the snow is going to settle. It's going to perform better, period. Number 2 is you can actually watch what happens inside of your ad account and see how it behaves based on the decision you made. So let's say you scaled something dramatically. Okay, great. Well, now you can see what happens once you do that. Does it just keep working really well? Does it crash, right? Or if you edited an ad, does it make it crash? Does it make it work better? Like if you give it time, you'll be able to see these changes and the impact of your decisions. If you don't, you will always just be in this hamster wheel of constantly touching things and, was the impact, did everything crash because of the thing you did yesterday or the thing you did 2 days ago or the thing you did 3 days ago? You don't know because you touched it every single day, right? So a big mistake that I see people make is that they're touching their ad accounts way too much. You're not patient enough, and patience is a virtue, especially in meta ads, okay? So you need to be patient, give things time to settle, give things time to cook, marinate, however you want to call it, leave it alone, okay? If you publish something or you make a decision, go outside, log off. Seriously, I have to tell people this all the time in my group. So let's look at a real example here just to show you kind of how I'm setting things up. I think you'll find it interesting. So just real quick, you can see this was last year. This was before I started with them. This is a digital product, okay? So their break even is 1x. and they were struggling to maintain anything really above like a 1.3. So you can see they spent 1,000 a month in January, 0.89, so they lost some money. Spent another 1,000 in February, 1.33. March, they tripled their budget, kept it at about break even, not bad. Downscaled in April, lost a little money. May, tough month, didn't spend very much. June, they spent another 1,000, they broke even. July, they scaled pretty heavily. They 6.4K, 1x, so they basically broke even. Next month, they downscaled, broke even. Nothing really in September. October, 1x, barely any spend. November, 0.3x, terrible month. December, 0.22, so they really were struggling here. So, and this is where I basically started right here, January. So immediately, we just dip our toe in the water. I think I started, let's see, basically what I'm doing here is I have a check mark next to all the campaigns that I launched. And let's take a look at everything that was done here. So I started on January 21st. I can tell because I labeled everything in my ad account very clearly. So we can see here that the first few things, like they didn't start off great, right? 1.11 at 1,200. So slightly profitable, not terrible. And what I really want to point out here, just while we have all the different ad sets set up here, you can see I launched 2 things on January 21st. Then I gave it time. The next thing I launched on January 28th. So that's like 7 days. I didn't touch anything. Okay, then the next thing I launched on February 5th. Then the next thing 3 days later, February 8th. Then the next thing, February 11th. You can see then we held position for about a month. Okay, then I launched again on the 4th, the 9th, the 10th, the 11th, and the 16th. So you can see there's a cadence to it. I'm not like just launching every day. I mean, there was a little span there where I did launch, the 9th, 10th, and 11th. Okay, I did launch 3 things in a row there, but that's because performance was good. So things were going well. So now let's walk through the weeks and we can see kind of what happened here. I started on the 21st, so we'll start from the 21st to the 27th. You can see immediately 1.53. It's looking better. Let's go 28th through the 3rd. It's the next week. 0.94, things take a dip. It's fine. Let's take a look. I don't panic. I keep going. 4th through the 10th. 2x. Big recovery. 11th through the 17th. Probably a little dip here. Dipped off again, 1.4. Still above our average of where we were prior to working with them. 18th to the 24th. 0.99. Another dip, and I do have to start downscaling. 25th through the 3rd. 1.63, we're back. 4th through the 10th. 1.5, and then 11th through the 16th is today. 1.72. So what we can see is in February, we were able to spend 4,500 out of 1.33, which is significantly more spend and a higher ROAS than before. And then if we look at March, we can see 4.5 thousand spent so far at 1.7. So just starting to turn this ship around. It's not the biggest ad account in the world, okay, but you can see that we're starting to find some pockets of good performance. We're not seeing massive dips. I mean, the biggest dip that we saw was like break even. We didn't see anything below break even. And most of the time we were profitable. So that's really all I wanted to show you guys. Is just an example of like, trying not to touch things too much. Whenever you launch something, stand by your decision, give it time. If we look at like the 9th, let's look at say the 8th, 1st through the 8th. That's what I would have been looking at on the days that I launched the 9th, 10th, and 11th. You can see here I was at a 1.8. I was at a 1.83. Okay, on the 9th, you can see I got a 0.8, so I took a dip. But did I close everything? No, I kept going because my average was good. Still, 1st through the 9th, you can see Average is still 1.68, so that's very profitable for me, so I'm going to keep going, right? If we look at the 10th, it recovered 1.5, it's fine. On the 11th, 1.5 again, it's fine, right? So I'm making decisions off of the average, not what happens on a single day as well. So yeah, that's really everything I wanted to show you guys. Just be patient, be disciplined, stand by your decisions, give things time, resist the urge to touch things. The golden rule of meta ads is if something is working, you leave it alone. If you touch something, more likely than not that you're going to break it, especially if you're working in smaller ad accounts or less stable ad accounts. If you're working in bigger ad accounts, okay, maybe you can touch things and it's fine. But in general, like with a small ad account like this, you got to be careful, okay? And I will check back in on this ad account because it is currently scaling, okay?
What's up, you guys? It is April 1st, so I just want to come back and show you what ended up happening March 1st through 31st in this ad account. So if we look here, we can see that we ended up spending $18,600, and inside the ad account, we're at a 1.51. Now, you know, we did scale pretty dramatically. It was ended up being a really big success. Okay, we timed it with some new product launches. We scaled the ads. We basically created a hype cycle, and it drove a lot of results. But inside the ad account, it's actually underreporting pretty severely. We ended up doing around $55,000 in net revenue. So very profitable overall for the client, but basically I followed the same methodology that I was talking about earlier in this video, where it's like, you know, consistent launches, giving it 2-3 days, 3-4 days in between. I would scale things. I was basically scaling like a crescendo up until we had an end date for a discounted pricing. And so we created this hype, and I scaled the ads up until that date, and now I'm starting to downscale a little bit. But yeah, that's all I wanted to show you, just to show you that this stuff actually really works.
We now are spending, let's see, what did we spend yesterday? We're spending $500 a day. Okay, I don't think that we're spending more than $50 a day for a long time, for basically the whole year. So, you know, I think by the end of this month, we'll be spending about $1,000 a day, and we just grow from there. Other things that they did is they incorporated other products and bundling. You know, that's going to make a huge improvement on their AOV. We can see, like, for example, if we just look at, you know, November of last year. Oh, sorry, not November. Let's look at January. AOV is 54, and now this month our AOV is 74. So big improvement there, and it's heading in the right direction. That's also going to really help the results. So anyways, that's it. Thank you so much for watching. I hope you got something out of that. Cheers. All right, you guys, that's it for today's video. Thank you so much for watching. If you got value from that video, I'd really appreciate it if you could drop a like and send it to somebody that you think would benefit from it. Until next time, take care.